Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. They're back with the Big League Club. They sit 25-36 and they gear up for a 3-game road trip to Anaheim to face the 32-29 Los Angeles Angels. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content because the A's are back and we got the episodes coming for this one. Chase Silseth will be on the mound for the Angels. Had a good season so far for them. As Gio Urshela, like usual, will lead off for the A's, and he will strike outs to begin the ball game. A's just got swept in the last series by Houston, and they're looking to bounce back here against the Angels as Logan Davidson back in the lineup goes up next and hits a home run. Welcome back to the lineup, Logan Davidson, as he missed a little bit of time in the Astros series with a minor injury. He hits his second home run of the season. And just like that, the Athletics out in front first, 1-0. Brent Rooker up next, 0-1 pitch to him, and he gets a perfectly timed pitch and hits it into center field for a base hit as Silseth gets hit a couple times early on. So 1 on now, 1 out for Tyler Soderstrom, who gets a great fastball down the middle. He pops it up. A rare miss from Soderstrom, who flies out, and actually Soderstrom recently has not been swinging a good bat. So we'll take a look at the A's lineup, and you can see in his last 10 games, only hitting 147 on the season. We need him to turn that around if we want to stay in some sort of competition. We'll see Langeliers followed by Ruiz, Geloff, Allen, and Seth Brown out there in left. Here's Langeliers with 2 down. He chops it over to short, easy play, and that will end the first, but the A's do get 1. On the mound for them will be J.P. Sears, who needs a bounce-back game, as he has a 5.16 ERA on the season. It's been a little shaky for him so far, as he'll begin against Zach Neto's leading off force for the Angels. And on a 1-1 pitch, he'll drive one to left field. Back is Brown, but he's going to run out of room. Into the bullpen this one goes. A solo shot for Zach Neto to begin the game, and, well, that didn't take much time. 5th home run of the season. The Angels were tied up at 1 apiece, as Sears, well, struggles continue a little bit. Back to square one. Next up will be Taylor Ward. Full count. He swings and misses on an inside heater, so that's the first out of the ball game. That'll bring up Mike Trout up next. And Trout gets a hold of one, hits this one to right field. It's got some carry, and it's going to clear the wall. Another home run for the Angels. Another solo shot as Mike Trout hits his 14th of the season. Trout's just coming off of a May month where he got named AL Player of the Month, and he's looking to keep in that form as the Angels now lead 2-1. Logan O'Hoppe up next will hit this one high and deep to right field. Rooker is back at the wall, and he's going to make the grab this time. That one was really close. Sears giving up some hard hits so far, so we'll take a look at the Angels lineup. We'll see Luis Rengifo up next, followed by Nick Maton getting the start at DH. Andy Ibanez at third. Mickey Moniak is at right. And then Rowdy Tellez will be at first base. So 2 down now for Luis Rengifo, who chops this one up the middle. Geloff will try to make the play. Tough throw, and it's not in time. It's also offline. So a single for Rengifo keeps the inning alive for Nick Maton, who looks at strike 3. The Angels hit 2 solo shots. They now lead 2-1. We'll go top 4 where Tyler Soderstrom will send this one packing. A Soder pop to center field. Shout out to Toby Rohrer with the in the comments for coining that one. As he hits his 14th home run of the season. Hopefully that will spark this A's and his offense a little bit. As just like that, we are back at tied at 2. Next batter is Shea Langeliers. He hits this one up the middle. That'll go down for a base hit. So Shea is on the board, and the inning will stay alive. Mr. Ruiz now 1-2. Pulls a slider into left, and that will get down for a base hit. As 2 on now here in the 4th. A's trying to make something of this inning with some more. As Geloff up next, our all-star from last year. He's going to send this one into the gap, and this could be trouble. 1 run's going to score. Ruiz with his speeds also. And this is all 2 RBIs for Zach Geloff. 9th double of the season. A's now lead 4-2. They regain the lead. And not done as Nick Allen goes through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Another one will score. Allen's been one of our more clutch hitters this season, believe it or not. He's got the A's up 5-2. Next batter, Seth Brown. He's going to draw a walk. And After walking Seth Brown, it's pretty obvious still Seth is starting to lose his stuff, so he will be pulled here in the 4th. And they'll bring in longtime Cardinal Miles Michaelis, who was acquired back in April in a trade that sent Mauricio Dubon to St. Louis. So Michaelis now in his new home in the city of Angels. His first batters are Shella, and he's also going to single as Tellez gets a little bit of alligator arms over there at first, and it will drive in a run. 6-2 now in favor of the A's. A 5-spot here for the Athletics as Davidson then gets a nice curveball to hit well into right, but it's caught. Runner at second will tag, so runners will now be at the corners. 2 down for Brent Rooker. 2-2, and he swings through a fastball. But yes, it's a 5-spot for the A's. It's nice to be on this side of one of those kind of innings for once. Go bottom 4. Nick Maton with 2 down will send this one deep to right and out of here. So just like that, the Angels get one back as the former Baltimore Oriole will hit a solo shot of his own, his 2nd home run of the season. And the Angels look to chip into this lead a little bit as the Athletics now lead only by 3 with a score of 6-3. Up next will be Andy Ibanez, 1-0 to him, and he also hits this one deep to right field. Rooker's getting chased, but he's going to run out of room. This one's also gone for a solo home run. Back-to-back homers for the Angels. Ibanez's 9th home run of the season for the former Detroit Tiger. And Sears has given up 5 hits in this ball game, and 4 of them have been solo home runs. So when Sears gets hit, he gets hit hard. Next batter is Mickey Moniak. He will not go deep. Instead, he'll strike out on the low slurve. As that'll go through 4. Sears will stay in the 5th. As Rowdy Tellez will lead off this one down the left field line. Sears' lease has got to be getting short as they'll turn it over to the top of the lineup. Now the tying runs back at the plate. Neto, who's already hit 1 home run today, hits this one high and deep to right. Rooker will be able to camp underneath this one for the first out of the 5th. Taylor Ward up next. 2-2 pitch to him. He gets jammed inside. Skies this one in the infield. Urshela's underneath it. And a quick 2 down now for the Angels for Mike Trout. He's also homered once today. He rips this one through the left side of the infield off 104 off the bat. So 2 on, 2 out now for the Angels. Logan O'Hoppe at the dish. He chops this one over to Allen, who fields it, and he'll gun him at first. Sears gets through the 5th despite some ups and downs. He will then not make it to the 6th as Chris Martin will come in relief for the A's, tasked with keeping this one a 2-run lead. First batter he'll face is Luis Rengifo, who chops it over to Allen. Just like how the 5th ended, Allen will start the 6th with a 6-3 putout. Nick Maton up next, first pitch swing, and he gets a hold of this one deep to left field, but it'll quickly die out for Brown to catch. Quick 2 down now for Martin. Andy Ibanez, who's also gone deep once today as well, hits this one high to right, but again, not enough carry. So despite getting hit hard, Martin goes 1-2-3. Robert Stevenson will then come in relief for the Angels as the bullpen for LA has started to stifle this Athletics offense. Rui starts off the inning by swinging and missing. Gallop up next, swings through a curveball. Nasty movement on that one. So the quick 2 down now for the Athletics as Nick Allen will step to the dish. 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. 2-2 to him, and he checks the swing. They're going to say he went around as that'll end the 8th. Good inning for Stevenson. As we'll go bottom 8 now, Tony Santillan, one of our newest pickups off waivers from the Royals, will come in. Now our new 8th inning man as he gets Taylor Ward to strike out to begin the inning. Mike Trout up next. He draws a walk. Close call, but it goes the way of the superstar. Not that I'm complaining that Mike Trout didn't hit the ball for once. Logan Hoppe up next gets jammed. He tries to put it into left, but Brown will get underneath it, as that'll be 2 down now for the 5-hole hitter in Luis Rengifo. Santillan just needs one more, and he gets it. Strikes him out on the high heat. So we'll go into the 9th. A's up by 2 as Jorge Soriano will come in relief for the Angels. Just tasked with trying to keep this one a 2-run lead as he's making his 8th appearance of the season. He begins with Seth Brown. He'll walk him. Despite a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, it doesn't find the zone. That'll bring up Urshela up next. He'll also draw a walk. 4 straight misses for Soriano. So quickly the A's have 2 on with nobody out for Logan Davidson, who hits this one over to second. And despite a diving effort of Rengifo, Davidson will beat the throw out. So the A's now bases loaded, nobody out for Brent Rooker. Big opportunity here, but the Angels catch Brown sleeping at third and they pick him off. You don't see them pick off third very often, but he catches Brown by surprise. So now there's 1 down, and Rooker's going to chop this one over to short. The play over to Rengifo, who fires this one into the dugout. The Angels get 1, but an E4 is going to cost them a run, and the inning stays alive. And it's Tyler Soderstrom, our best hitter this season, who is going to go shopping gap. He makes the Angels pay with a ground rule double. Now leading by 4. Soriano will be pulled in favor of Andrew Wentz, trying to get the final out of the ball game for the top of the ninth, I should say. As then Shea will hit this one into left center, where it will be caught. But thanks to an error, the A's are able to capitalize. They get 2 more. Sortiano will then stay in the ninth since it was no longer a save opportunity, but he allows the first 2 runners to get on base. So we'll turn it over to John Brebbia to try to get through this inning. And while the first pitch he throws nets him 2 outs. So despite it not being a save opportunity, Brebbia comes in and gets 2 quick ones, and the game is now down to Rowdy Tellez. 1 for 3 on the day. 1-2 pitch here. Checks the swing, but the third base ump says he went around, and that'll do it. The Athletics win. Oh my gosh, look at that hairline. I have a final score of 8-4. That almost caught me. That was a jump scare right there. But the A's are able to take game 1 of this series. Good win here for the Athletics, as like I mentioned, just got swept in the last series against the Astros. They bounced back here. The offense looked good. Once J.P. Sears got pulled, the bullpen was perfect. I mean, he only gave up like a handful of hits. It's just 4 of them ended up being solo homers. But it's a good win here for the Athletics in game number 1. As you go around the league here, there's a couple of trades that go down. The Reds get busy. They acquire a couple of players, including Huascar Yanoa from the Atlanta Braves, as he's a guy who the Braves have been shopping around for a couple of years now. He finally finds a new home in Cincinnati. And since he also adds an offensive weapon in Yan Gomes, who's a little bit older now, 37, not sure how much he's going to provide offensively, but he gets a new home with the Reds. In turn, they give up Stuart Fairchild to the Braves for some outfield depth. And then over to Cleveland, we'll go relief pitcher in Ian Gibbont, who has not had the best season for the Reds. Game 2, unfortunately, we dropped this one 6-2 as a 5 spot in the third for the Angels. Jose Butto, 3 innings, 5 earned, and 5 walks. Not a good day for him. Now the trades go down, including a big one. Clayton Kershaw is dealt to the Blue Jays, so the multi-time Cy Young is in a new home. Urias will also go to the Cardinals for the Orioles trade with Ivan Herrera, but I want to focus on this Kershaw trade. This is a big move. He's had a good season this year, and it's his first season in the bullpen. The Dodgers have moved him to the relief role, and he's excelled in the later stages of his career. And the Dodgers, in turn, will get some depth at Ramon Urias, who had a good stint in Baltimore, had a pretty good season for the Blue Jays. And Toronto's actually going to keep Kershaw in the bullpen. He's excelled this season as a long reliever, so why not just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We get some good news as Ryan Noda is going to be activated off of the injured list, but we do lose Game 3. So despite winning the first, we dropped the next 2. Kyle Freeland, not a good day for him. 4 earned and 4 2/3 as we drop the series in Anaheim. Now to make room for Noda, I'm actually going to send down Seth Brown. Not the usual suspect, but Brown has not had a good season. Despite leading the team in home runs last year, Brown has not hit the ball well this year. He's been a negative WAR player, so I'm hoping a little stint at AAA can help him get back on track. I don't expect him to be down in the minors for long, but I do want him to fix his swing because he could be such a powerful weapon for us. We're also going to call up Lucas Erceg, get some more help in the bullpen. I think he's excelled. I think he's settled down in AAA after a rough start to kind of also be an 8th inning guy as we continue to try to fix the pitching staff, so I think he could get some help. And we're going to send Lawrence Butler down as well because to make move, he's only hitting 150 on the season. So that'll bring us into the second half where we now will travel to Detroit to face the Detroit Tigers as we look to win a series. Now before we get there, we're going to make one more roster move. We're going to try to send Kyle Muller through waivers again. Last time we tried this, he got claimed by the Red Sox, but we kept him at the majors so we can hold on to him. We're going to try to send him down again. I want him to get more work at AAA. And hopefully he clears waivers this time. But now we're going to head out to Comerica Park for 3 games against the Detroit Tigers, who sit 24-40 on the season. But don't sleep on this Tiger squad. If you remember back in May, they won 2 of 3 against us, including a 13-3 shellacking at the hands of Detroit. They're a very young team. They start a lot of rookies. But when those rookies are hitting their potential, they're a very scary squad. Including on the mound will be Jackson Jobe, a rookie who was the number 3 overall pick in 2021 at a Heritage Hall High School in Oklahoma City. He'll begin the day against his former Detroit Tiger, Gio Urshela, who will begin the day by launching one to left. Urshela against his former team goes deep to begin the ball game. A solo shot as he hits his 6th home run of the season. Urshela has been an amazing signing for us in the offseason. Only signed to a 1-year contract. If he continues to play like this, he could be a great deadline deal for the A's. I'm going to bring up Ryan Noda up next. Welcome back off the injury report. Noda as he goes gapping into left center. That one's going to get up against the wall as he'll have himself a double. Thought about 3. Backtracks, gets back in time. Noda was hitting very well before going down with an injury, so I'm glad he gets back to business. His 15th double of the season. Rooker up next, laces one into left. That's going to get down. Noda on his horse is going to go ahead and score, and the A's are up 2-0. Detroit yet to record an out. As Tyler Soderstrom now up next, he swings at a pitch he definitely should not have. And there goes the first out of the game. Langlier's up next now, hitting only 193, goes fishing. It's been a very poor month for him. So quick 2 down now for Esteury Ruiz, who gets jammed inside and floats it out to short. So a very poor start for Detroit's pitching, but Job settles in and gets the next 3. On the mound will be Wade Miley, who needs a good start like J.P. Sears in the first half of this episode. ERA almost identical at 5.18. The rookie Max Clark will begin for the Tigers, and he'll go down swinging on an outside cutter. Good pitch there by Miley. Jace Jung up next as he launches one to left, but it's right at Soderstrom, who's playing in left field today. And we'll take a look at this Detroit lineup again. Like I mentioned, very young squad. We'll see Kerry Carpenter and Jake Rogers, the veterans, up next, followed by Elihuris Montero. Then we get to the young boys, Colt Keith, Justin Henry Malloy, Michael Massey, who's been playing very well his last 10 games at 293, and then Danny Soretti. Kerry Carpenter up next. We'll go hit this one through the left side of the infield. First base hit for the Tigers. That'll be one on for the catcher, Jake Rogers, who goes down swinging. Nothing in the first for Detroit. We go into the 3rd inning now. Here's Danny Soretti at the plate. He just weakly hits one over to Noda, who will glove it. Max Clark in the top of the order up next. 1-0 hits it over to Noda. Great diving stop by Noda. He's going to get the outs. But it might have come at a cost. Noda's going to have to leave the game. He's clutching at his rib cage and wincing in pain. So we're going to bring Jordan Diaz in to sub at first. That's unfortunate for Noda because he just got off the injury report. The good news for us, though, it is not a long-term injury. He'll be good by the next game, as Jace Young will then strike outs on the next at-bat. We'll go to top 4 now, back with the A's. Langoliers lays off. He draws another walk. If there's one thing Langoliers has done a good job at this season, it is draw walks. I think he's had a lot better discipline this year. That'll bring up Ruiz, who's 0 for 1 on the day. He gets a curveball right down the middle, but he can't do anything with it. He just weakly flies it to Clark in center for the first out. A missed opportunity there for the A's. Logan Davison up next. He pops this one up over to left. That'll be caught by Henry Malloy for the second out. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Nick Allen. 1 for 1 on the day. He's going to make it 2 for 2. This one hitting to right center and is going to get down. And out runners on the corners here. Good opportunity for the A's. It'll bring up Zach Geloff hitting the 9 spot. He hits it well into center, but maybe a little too well as this one will be caught. A's offense has been mute since the first. As we'll go into the next inning where Alex Fido will come in for Detroit as Job only goes 5. He'll start in the 6th against Langoliers, who swings and misses at a high pitch for the first out. Going to bring up Ruiz again, who we just saw fly out 2 innings ago. 2-2 pitch. He gets a hold of this one and pokes it into left center and is down for a base hit. So the speedy Ruiz will take first base as we go back to the bottom. The 7-hole Logan Davison, and he draws a walk. So just like that, 2 base runners here for the A's. For Nick Allen, who's 2 for 2 on the day, having his best season at the plate. He's come in clutch in situations like this in the past, but he's just going to ground this one over to short, and it will be a fielder's choice. So his speed will keep the inning alive. As runners now in the corners, Zach Geloff back of the dish, just like his last at-bat. But this time he delivers. Single into right field will score a run, and the A's now lead 3-0, thanks to our all-star from last season. To the top of the lineup we go. Gio Urshela, another nice pitch to hit. Hits it high and deep into left center, but not deep enough. But the A's, successful inning, get one across. We'll then turn it over to Zach Jackson, who has not had a good season. You can see his ERA at 7.30. His struggle has been well documented in this series. Miley goes 5 strong as well. A shutout for him. A great start, as Jackson will try to continue as he gets Jace Young to pop out. Gary Carpenter up decks, laces this one to left. Soderstrom takes a couple steps to his left. And that's quick 2 outs. And the next pitch, Jake Rogers over to second. What a play by Geloff. Flashing the leather. Get up there, young man. As we'll then go into the next half inning where Greg McDaniel, another rookie, will step in for Detroit. A former North Carolina Tar Heel will take the 7th. He'll begin by getting Jordan Diaz to pop up in foul territory. Remember, Diaz stepping in for the now injured Ryan Noda. Next up, Brent Rooker has 1 RBI today, but he's out in front of the changeup. Nice pitch there by McDaniel to strike him out. And then I'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom, hitless on the day, but he'll draw a full count walk, so he'll take first base. And the inning stays alive for Shea Langoliers, now averaged down to 191. 1-2 pitch to him, and he swings and misses on a slider. Good pitch by McDaniel. And the A's still hold a 3-0 lead as we go now into the 8th, where Rafael Montero, the former Houston Astro, will come in. It has not been a good tenure for him out here in Detroit. Also, these Detroit Tiger City Connects, I don't mind them. They're one of the better ones, I would say. I like the black and the blue. First batter is out, and then Davison will look at strike 2 for the second out as Montero tries to get through the inning. Has Nick Allen, and he'll chop this one over to short. So Montero gets a nice outing here. We'll go into the bottom half of the 8th where Tony Santillan will step in, our now setup man, trying to set it up for Brebbia in the 9th. He's done a good job of this role so far since we claimed him off waivers. One of our better pickups during the waiver wire as he starts his outing by getting Danny Sorey to look at strike 3. I'm going to bring up Max Clark back up to the plate. First pitch to Clark, and he's going to get underneath this one into right center. Easy play for Rooker. 2 down now for the AL May Rookie of the Month, Jace Young, and he can't connect. Hitless day for him as Santillan gets through the 8th, which means we'll head to the 9th, where John Brebbia will come in relief. 13 for 15 on save opportunities. A good season for him. Another guy the A's could look to potentially deal if we get closer to the deadline. He strikes out Carpenter to begin, and that'll bring up Jake Rogers, who's hitless on the day. Last at bat was a line out back in the 6th. He has a 1-0 pitch from Brebbia, and he'll chop this one over to Diaz, who makes the play. And the game is now up to Elehuris Montero to try to keep it alive. 0-1 pitch to the first baseman, and he absolutely destroys one to the left quickly off the foul pole. Well, that was a big response. That was very quick. Montero goes deep, his first home run of the season for the former Colorado Rockies. So at least Detroit will get on the board and won't be a shutout. As it's now 3-1. They still trail by 2. Still down to their final out. Cole Keat up next, the second-year pro from Biloxi High School in Mississippi, and he will end the game. The A's win this one by a final score of 3-1. Outside of the home run from Montero that seemed to come out of nowhere, the pitching was excellent today. Great response from the last time we saw us play this young Tigers squad, as they only gave up 4 hits, one of them being the solo shots. Well, the A's on offense did enough to get it done. 3 runs on 9 hits. Good inning. Good performance by Miley. Brebbia gets a save. And Jackson Jobe will get the lost play of the game. We'll go to Miley and his 5 scoreless, striking out 5 in that span. And we take game number 1. Now, we did send down Muller on waivers, so we're going to call it Lawrence Butler for that roster spot. His time this season between AAA and the majors continues. And there's a big trade going around the league. This one makes, honestly, no sense. The Nationals acquired Mike Yastrzemski, who's a good player. He was an all-star a season ago. But the Nationals are not contending this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league. Why would you trade, out of all people, C.J. Abrams to the Giants? Probably one of your best young players. Just an interesting head-scratching move there by Washington, while the Giants, I guess, get a nice young player. We lose game 2, 8-3. Kimbrel really struggled in this one. 4 earned in 2/3, blowing a save and getting the loss. As we get more trades around the league, interdivision in the West, the Diamondbacks acquired J.P. Fire Ison from the Dodgers for Ray. I do think the Diamondbacks straight won this deal. Fire Ison has been a very good reliever in his tenure. Game 3 we lose as well, so we win both the games we play, and we lose all the games we sim. That's very unfortunate for the Athletics. This time the errors cost us. We had 2 costly errors that allowed 2 runs to score unearned for the Tigers. And Kyle Muller does make it through waivers this time, so he's going to be down in AAA. Next episode, we'll have a 4-game homestand against the Twins before also having a 3-game one against the Mariners as we return back to Sacramento, looking to try to get back on track here. We now sit 27-40, and we'll see if the A's can get some wins here. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.